the greatest manifestation technique that will make you rich. You can speak affirmations all day. You can close your eyes and see the perfect life in vivid color. You can even script until your journal is filled cover to cover. And yet, nothing happens. Why? Because most people don't realize this. Manifestation doesn't respond to the words you say or the pictures you see. It responds to who you are. Affirmations and visualization are surface-level tools. They're like trying to change the reflection in a mirror without touching the object being reflected. You can't fake the frequency. If deep down your subconscious still identifies with lack, fear, unworthiness, or struggle, the universe mirrors that, not your pretty sentences or mental movie reels. Let me give it to you straight. Affirmations and visualization aren't enough because they don't touch the root of creation. They're surface adjustments, like painting over cracks in a foundation that's still unstable. The universe isn't responding to what you say for 5 minutes before bed. It's responding to what you believe, what you expect, and what you feel when no one is watching. Here's the metaphysics of it. Your subconscious mind is the projector. Your state of being is the film. Reality is the screen. Change the film, and the screen changes effortlessly. But if the film stays the same, no amount of yelling affirmations at the screen will rewrite the scene. This is why the greatest manifestation tool isn't your vision board. It's not your affirmations. It's not even your imagination. The greatest tool is you. Your inner world, your identity, assumptions, beliefs, convictions, intentions, attention, focus, and emotional setpoint is the generator of every timeline you experience. You are already manifesting. The real question is, are you manifesting from the old version of you? The wounded self, the doubting self, the survival self? Or from the frequency of you, the healed self, the trusting self, the abundant self? In my previous video, we broke down how to outsmart your old frequency, the energetic patterns and defense mechanisms that keep you locked in the same reality. We exposed how your past identity fights to survive every time you try to shift, and this is where most people lose the game. Why? Because they reach for affirmations, vision boards, and scripting as their weapons, thinking these tools alone will overpower the old frequency. When nothing changes, they assume manifestation doesn't work. But manifestation isn't broken. Their approach is. So, in this video, we're going to go deeper. I'm going to show you why techniques like affirmations and vision boards don't fail because they're useless. They fail because most people use them while still embodying the same old frequency. We'll talk about why the greatest manifestation tool isn't in your journal or on your Pinterest board. It's within you. This is where manifestation moves out of the realm of hoping and wishing and into mastery. You're not here to chase your desires. You're here to become the version of you who naturally receives them. And to do that, you have to understand this one truth. You don't manifest what you say. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. First thing first, you should never outsource your power to the external world. Not to vision boards, not to crystals, not to full moons, not even to affirmations. The moment you believe that an object, a ritual, or a technique holds more power than you, you've already given your sovereignty away. Because here's the truth. Everything you're trying to manifest starts within. The external tools are only ever meant to amplify what's already there, not replace it. If the inner world is misaligned, no outer item or practice can override it. You don't need more props. You need more alignment. The universe doesn't move because you taped a picture on a board. It moves because you became the version of you that no longer doubts, no longer chases, and no longer vibrates at the frequency of the old self. That's the work, starting within. The tools, they're optional. But self-mastery? non-negotiable. Self-mastery starts with knowledge of self. Before you can master reality, you have to master you. Because the truth is, you are the root system of every experience you've ever had. Your thoughts, your emotions, your assumptions, they are the seeds that sprout into the life you're living right now. If you don't know yourself, your triggers, your patterns, your beliefs, you will keep recreating the same cycles unconsciously. This is why knowledge of self isn't optional. It's the blueprint for transformation. When you understand who you truly are beneath the programming, you tap into something most people spend their lives chasing: inner abundance. This isn't about money. This isn't about material things. It's about being so enriched, within so full of peace, confidence, and alignment that the external world can only reflect it back to you. The greatest wealth is to no longer be in lack emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. That level of richness magnetizes everything else. Because here's the secret: the external world doesn't create the internal. It's the other way around. You're not trying to get abundance. You're trying to remember you already are abundance. You're not trying to find power. You're trying to stop outsourcing it. Master yourself first, and watch how the world rearranges itself to match the version of you that finally knows their worth. Make no mistake, you are manifesting right now. You've been manifesting your entire life. The question isn't if you're manifesting. The question is, from where? Because manifestation doesn't turn on when you start visualizing, and it doesn't turn off when you stop saying affirmations. It's a constant process, an energetic law always in motion. Every thought, every belief, every emotional state you live in is broadcasting a frequency. And that frequency determines the version of reality you collapse into. So you're either manifesting from lack or from abundance, from fear or from faith, from unworthiness or from wholeness. If you're not consciously aware of this process, then it's likely your subconscious, the old programming, the wounded patterns, is running the show. That's why self-mastery and knowledge of self aren't luxuries, they're requirements. Because once you understand this, you stop being a passive participant in your life and start becoming an intentional and conscious creator, a metaphysician. A conscious metaphysician doesn't depend on the physical world or external circumstances, because they understand the mechanics of the unseen. They know reality is not built from the outside in, but from the inside out. What you see in the physical is nothing more than a delayed reflection of what's already active in the invisible. To depend on the external is to hand your power over to the very illusion you're meant to transcend. When you grasp the unseen laws, thought, emotion, vibration, and belief, you stop seeking validation from the material. You stop using outer evidence to decide if it's working. Why? Because you know the physical world is the last domino to fall. The shift happens in the unseen first, inside the subconscious, inside the emotional body, inside the frequency you're embodying. Once you master that, reality has no choice but to align. This is why a metaphysician becomes sovereign. You don't beg the universe. You don't chase outcomes. You don't worship the tool or the ritual. You are the tool. You are the cause. You are the frequency. And when you live from this place, manifestation stops being a struggle. It becomes a natural extension of your state of being. So affirmations only become powerful when they come from you, not from desperation, not from lack, but from a place of embodied conviction. When your words are an extension of the state you already dwell in, they carry weight. They no longer sound like empty declarations. They vibrate like truth because you've aligned with the frequency of already having. Vision boards, too, only become magnetic when they reflect the inner reality you've cultivated. They aren't magical because of the pictures, they're powerful because they serve as mirrors of the frequency you're holding. If the images feel foreign, distant, or impossible, then they're just pretty posters on your wall. But when you've done the inner work to see yourself as the person who already owns that life, those images become reminders, not wish lists. This is the secret. None of these tools, affirmations, vision boards, scripting, carry power on their own. They are amplifiers of your power. They work because you work. When your identity, beliefs, and emotions shift into alignment, every technique you use begins to move mountains, not because the tool changed, but because you did. So you may ask, why do so many spiritual gurus and teachers only preach about the physical things? Why do they focus on vision boards, crystals, rituals, and external symbols, as if those are the source of power? The answer is simple. Because it's easier to sell people something they can see than to teach them to master what they can't. It's easier to give you a checklist than to guide you into the uncomfortable work of confronting your own subconscious programming.